All right, here we go. So basic trading again. Just going to talk about support and resistance and trend lines. This should get you all started really easy. Let's see. All right, so again, people that know me know that I um, always use support and resistance. So I see that some people might have problems with the sound. Um, I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. If if you can't hear me, if you can't hear me, you will. Um, all right. So support and resistance. Everyone that knows me knows that I trade naked trading, naked charts. So I start usually on daily, and to make it really helpful, you could zoom out first and start drawing some support and resistance. So start daily. It gives you a good oversight for a long period back here. And I'll just start throwing some support and resistance in here. And as I switch down, I'll finesse some of these and I'll add some more support and resistance. So support and resistance, it um, needs to be. I do apologize to everyone that can't hear me, um, but I'm going to try to make this as useful as possible. So support and resistance, you have to have a connection of at least 3 times. So when you look here, you see connection points along this line, along here, and along here. So good support and resistance. Same over here. And this is really how you want to start your day. This is how I start every day. Work your way down from D1 to H4 to H1. As you get down, you readjust your lines. And this takes about 5 minutes to do, 5-10 minutes in the morning, not much more. Keep adding these lines to close, try to see if where the price is currently working, if there's a support and resistance, and there seems to be support and resistance in this area where I just drew. I'll add some more lines. We're going to work our way down. I like to set these lines initially and then work my way down to 15 minutes, and then I still take trades that last for a couple of hours, sometimes just for a few minutes, but the idea is to take 50 to 100 pips in and out the same day. So this is what I usually do every morning, making sure that I have the support and resistance identified and work my way down to 15 minutes where I can see what's currently going on. So I keep working down. I usually skip 30 minutes. From 1 hour I go to 15 minutes, and I'm going to throw another support and resistance in here. And when you're working at this zoomed out level, you start seeing consolidation zones. So popular area for consolidation is here. It's 14 pips. Um, so you start seeing different areas where price will hover and hang around, and usually a load up zone. So um, all right, so now I'm down to 15 minutes and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Before I continue, I'm just going to check off with anyone that is on the meeting to see if you guys still hear me. I know we lost a couple, but I have to give them the recording. So the ones that are on, can you still hear me? Yep, okay, good. Brian, I assume you're still on, yeah. All right, so it seems like the audio is still good, so we'll continue. All right, so now we have these support resistance. We've zoomed in a little bit. We can adjust our support and resistance line a little bit and make sure they all make sense. Now the one that I want to clean up is down here, so I want to go out and see if this one really makes sense where it's at, and I don't feel that it does, so I'm gonna up this to here, and then we're gonna put an additional one down here because we have levels of where it's connected. This is far down, but on 1 hour, but if the price were dropping, it would be, this would be a level where it could be dropping too. So just make sure that you have 3 connections points. So we're right here. Alright, so back to now looking at this, we see different areas of consolidation, and I'm gonna nail these one in, and then we're gonna delete the green boxes. Alright, so again, support and resistance, we draw them so we can figure out how we're going to trade. So we're down to 15 minutes. We're going to set some trade that's going to last for today. We see that everything spiked out up here where the price is currently playing around. We're adjusting the support and resistance line here. So we can see right here that we have an area where it goes up and it goes down and goes up and down, so hitting resistance, hitting support. So an area of consolidation comes in here, and then something happens, right? So a breakout, comes back in, visiting, breakout, and comes back in, visiting, and breakout again, right? And then breakout the opposite way. So it's an interesting pattern here, is that everyone that knows I use stair-step breakdown trading, and basically I look for a pattern that looks like a stair-step down, also referred to as lower high, lower low. So high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, right? So you could have pulled a line over here. Let's take that one way and see, was there anything up here that made sense? We have 1 point here, 1 point here. Can go out to 4 hours, maybe. So there seems to be a good resistance here as well. So an area of where it possibly goes up. So right now it's kind of uncertainty here, as we see big, small candles, big wicks, and the wicks are touching the previous support. Candles are staying in this zone. So the question is, where are we going to go? If we're looking at what the trend is saying, the thing that shows me something's going on here is these two peaks here. So you have a top here, and then you go down and you have another top here. So it's a retry of a very strong resistance. You have it over here. The resistance is holding. So it's tried it. So what's interesting here now is it peaked. When it broke through, the next candle wasn't a confirmation candle, came down, so that means the resistance held. And then it's been going down, and you start seeing these patterns: high, lower high, lower high, and I have a typical breakout again. And we kind of recognize that pattern: high, lower high, breakout, and then back up. So there's a chance that we're going to retest this point again right up here. Could obviously continue going down, but looking at today, what's happening from early morning is that we're working an uptrend. So what we have here is probably that it's loading up and then getting ready to shoot up. If we look at this pattern, and we can turn off this. So what we see here is, again, Let's see if I can get a hold of that. Pull it all the way out here. Right, so again, this area, price keeps hanging out here. This is not a big consolidation that I drawn out. It's only 5 pips. Not, you don't want to deal with that small consolidation zone. So in all fairness, you should look for a consolidation zone of about 20 pips. So I got 12 here right now. What I'm looking for is to see if I can identify that it comes in here and try to figure out where does it break out. So usually what you see is when the price comes from underneath, gets into the zone, it breaks up, comes back in, fakes out, and gets back up, comes down, testing the support, breaks back up, comes down, and then breaks back up. And then you have a major move like this. This is well over 15-20 pips. When you have that big of a move, you're now in this area where we know that the price is turning up here as well. So would have been seeing these signs, you would have started taking an opposite trade to get back into the box. So let's figure we want to get back into the box. That's the name of the game. All right, we're going to put one more here. All right, so we have come from underneath. We're inside of this box here. Oops, I'm losing people by the minute. Okay, so we're inside this box, and the previous pattern has shown us we get inside the box from underneath. We're going to have a breakout up. This is USD JPY. So what we could do is we could put a trade over here, plan for that it's going to break out and jump up. So we set a buy stop, and the buy stop is going to be right at this juncture, which is 3 pips. You can usually set it about 5 to 10 pips above. I'm going to set it right about here. So we'll set a buy stop here, banking that this one is going to go up here and then bounce down again. So we're going to set our take profit to 124.273. 73, and then we're going to put the stop loss right below the consolidation box, about 3 pips or so. So 123.74. So we're not dealing with so back to these 123.74, and then 124. Let's take it when it comes in, 124.24. Alright, there's our order. So if it breaks up here, then we're in the trade. Now if it's gonna break out down below, which as you can see, when it breaks out, there's an 8 pip breakout down, which is a fake and break, or like that old film, shake and bake. So fake out, we came from below, broke out, came in the box, faked it, went back up, tested it, went back up, came back, tested it, went back up for a really good line. So this is kind of your load up zone. They're loading up, loading up, loading up, and exploding. Now we're coming from above, we're loading, we're consolidating, we're breaking out down. And this move down, almost the same size as this one right here. So this one is 40 pips, this one was 45 pips, so kind of equal move. So this now looks like previous pattern, right? If you draw a trend line here, what happened this day is a trend up, start moving up to the box, consolidated, and broke up. And that's kind of the same thing we're seeing here. Trend up, into the box, consolidating, and breakout, right? So that's pretty basic trading. No indicators, don't have to make it more complicated than this. It's fairly easy. Just start again, get back out on D1 and start doing your support and resistance. I look a little very clutty right now, but as you get down, you start seeing these kind of patterns. So very quick little presentation today, unfortunately because of the shitty meetings not working. So I think I still have two people on board. So you guys have any questions? Can you still hear me? Did it make sense what I said and showed? Okay, good. Anything else you want to see? Anything you want me to review more? Did you understand it? Do you think this is something you could use? So the key here is just when you get down to this level, 15 minutes, if you take 40 pips today, you get back in here, you might have, we see this is 1 day trade, right? Remember what I said is try to do the setups for 1 day trading, right? So if you're not greedy and you want pips, you got 15 pips here. Problem is that you broke out of the box, you didn't have a confirmation candle, then this came and then you went back into the box. Here you broke out of the box and you had a confirmation candle. You could have gone into this, but you would have been stopped out. Not if we would have set the trade like we did now though. We would have been into this trade and we would have taken just about 40 pips. Right? So it's important to identify these different zones so that when you enter a trade like this, we probably will enter this trade here today. We see the price is moving, it's testing this little area. It breaks out, we get in somewhere here, we probably can make 40 pips today, roughly. And then we exit out again. So while we're still on 15 minutes, this is still an in trade, so it's taking the trade for today. We can definitely scalp on this if we want to. We can switch down to 5 minutes and start scalping, but that's not part of what I'm trying to teach today. So, okay, if there isn't any questions, I'm gonna make this really short today. That would make my brother happy, I think. So I'll leave it open for a minute here. If there is any questions, ask now and I can address it. Otherwise, I'm going to do another seminar next week, Thursday or Friday next week. And by God, I hope that my regular meeting setup will work. All right. Well, again, for everyone that did log in and logged out of this meeting because of the poor meeting setup, do apologize. Try to think on my feet, and this was the best thing I could come up with since any meeting didn't work today. But I do hope that you guys join me for my next presentation. Everyone that's been in it in the past have seen that it's worked very well. So I hope I pronounced your name correct, Faisal. Thank you for joining and thank you for sticking around. And I hope to see you in the next live session.